Hi there. My name's Diana. I'm a minister. Been a lot of other things in my life, but that's what I am right now. I want to share with you that I've been on the sugar diet and the last 2 days on the sugar fast. For a week, I've been on this entire program, and I wanted to share some things with you that I haven't seen on some of the other videos. So let me tell you a little bit about my journey. Maybe you will find some answers to questions about yourself. First of all, I'm 70 years old. I know I only look 25, but I'm 70 years old. The last time I was as thin as I ever wanted to be, I was 40 years old, maybe 39 or 38 before my second pregnancy. I look back longingly at those pictures of me lifting weights in a size 6 dress, and I'm 5'9", and I just keep thinking, I'm never going to be that way again. I'm never going to be that way again. This sugar diet thing and sugar fasting thing landed in front of me. I don't know why. I got lucky enough for it to land in front of me on YouTube one day. And I took a look at it, and my first blush, like everybody else's, was really, this goes against everything I've ever been taught. I watched more and I watched more videos. I watched different people, men and women, athletes and non-athletes, and after a while I felt like I had a pretty good understanding of the program. I call it a food plan. That's how I refer to it. I will tell people I'm on a low-fat, low-protein, high-carb fruit plan. Intermittent food plan. So that gets me past the negative S word. All right? You want to know what I'm doing and how I've done it. And so I think I started by watching Skeleton City. And then, of course, he made reference to Cole. And so I watched Cole, and then I watched Mark, and then I watched Sugar, let me see. Everybody's a Sugar something. Sugar Punch. But I really like Emma from England. I saw her video this morning, and she really answers a lot of questions, things that people didn't really understand that Cole was pointing out. And I didn't understand some of what he was saying either. So, anyway, I wanted to point out a couple of things. So, first of all, I'm doing this at age 70. That's kind of unique. I haven't seen anybody else in my age group doing this, and I thought to myself, why not? If not now, when? If not me, who? I used to work in a nursing home, and I used to watch the really old women in particular, super heavy, using walkers, full of inflammation and pain, barely able to walk, just miserable. I don't want to be that way. I'll never be the young, energetic mom I was before, but I'm a grandma now. But I still go like crazy. I take the train, I ride the bus, I use my scooters, I wear a backpack, I still take classes in seminary, I preach every Sunday, and so I'm really busy. So I wanted to share a few things with you. One of the things that I want to share with you that I haven't seen is this product. Tart cherry juice. It's pure cherry juice. You can find it in your grocery store or online. My father swore by it. It's not real cheap, and it's not overly expensive either. I add sugar to it because it's quite tart, and I drink it, and I do that every morning, and it's changed my body. It's changed the pain in my knees and my ankles and my hands. I don't know the science behind it. You might want to look it up, but it's got a lot of good stuff in it. It's got potassium in it, and vitamin D. Well, no, there's no vitamin D in it. Never mind. Anyway, I'll put that up there and you can look at it for yourself. This past week, I've done a couple of other things, including this cherry juice that I haven't seen anybody else do. I've been really struggling with tendonitis in my knees. I've fallen a couple of times over the last couple of years, and I did something, sprained or dinged the Achilles tendon on my left leg, so I've had a hard time walking for the past couple of weeks, so I had my doctor put me on some steroids, and I felt better. And so right after I got off the steroids, I decided I'd seen enough videos. I'm going to try this sugar diet. In addition, I went to my local dispensary and I bought pure CBD. Let me get this up here so you can see it. I heard it's great for inflammation. I don't know for sure, But since I got off the steroids and started on the sugar diet, using the tart cherry juice and the CBD, everything has changed. I feel great. My inflammation is almost gone. Still a little tenderness. I'm still careful. Still a tiny bit of swelling in my Achilles tendon, but I'm walking again. I really have been struggling for the past couple of years. So I'm feeling better because of that, and I have to credit the sugar diet for it because I never would have gotten the tart cherry juice and remembered what my father told me. Today I got my bicycle out of the garage, blew all the dust off it, blew up the tires, and took a little ride. Been walking this past week every day. For the past couple of years, I've just been driving either on my car, or my motorcycle, or my scooter. I have a little fun with my scooter. They call me the minister on the scooter, and people see me going down the street on my little mini scooter. It's a Go-Trax. I love it. But I wanted to tell you about the cherry juice. I wanted to tell you about the CBD. And I also wanted to share with you my most favorite candy. And I snacked on this last night before I went to bed. You can get this on Amazon. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It has a great texture to it. I'll take one out and show it to you. It's just wonderful. And so I did what some of the people have said to do, you know. I had it when I was hungry last night. I had some of my Haribo. Wonderful. So what am I eating other than Haribo? I started with Skeleton City, and one of the things that he said was that you could add vegetables in that tier 1. And I like savory as well as I like the sugar. So I, hold on, I got a cough. So for the first few days when I was on this diet, I had included vegetables, and I had been stir frying them in water with some spices on them, and I was having celery, you know, and munching on that, and carrots. I found some wonderful dill pickles, bread and butter carrots in the grocery store. Living in heaven. But I didn't feel like I was losing as dramatically as I wanted to. So for the last 2 days, I just cut out all the vegetables, and I thought, okay, I'll just do a pure sugar fast, pure fruit for like 2 days. So yesterday was my first day doing that, and I dropped 1.5 pounds overnight. And I munched on these stupid candies. I had like 2 handfuls of them last night before I went to bed. Slept like a baby. Can't believe it, because sugar always hyped me up before. So on Sundays, I am going to introduce my protein. My husband takes me out for lunch every Sunday after I preach, and we go out and I'll have an omelet. I particularly like a Greek omelet with a little feta cheese, a little tomato, and a little spinach in it. I feel like I'm getting what I need. And they'll also serve me a bowl of fresh fruit at that restaurant. They also have tomato juice, so I have that then, or take my V8 with me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what I eat. I loved coffee. I mean, I'm going to spend $100 a month on coffee. Well, I'm down to a little bit of an espresso every day. I feel like I just don't want it anymore. I mean, I have so much energy. The level of work I did this morning in the backyard just shocked even me. And then I pumped up the tires on my bike and took a ride on my bike. I'm telling you, they're right. They're true about the energy when you sugar fast. It's crazy. So the fasting is just fruit, juice, and water, and sugar. That's it. That's what I've been doing. That's what I did yesterday, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm not having any vegetables. So I expect to see maybe another weight drop tomorrow. Over the course of the last 6 days I've been on this diet, I've lost 6 pounds, and I think that's pretty good. So it's shocking to me. I feel like it can't be true. Pinch myself. Is this real? Is this real? But it is real. So what else do I eat? I always have apples in the refrigerator. I love the little cherry tomatoes, but I don't know if I should eat those today or not. We'll see. Canned pears, canned peaches, grapes, strawberries. The strawberries are spectacular this time of year. So I'm having fresh strawberries. I'll just sit and dip them in sugar and eat them. Wonderful. I have to watch out for those tiny little seeds because they get caught in places they shouldn't get caught in. The other thing that I do that I haven't heard anybody mention, I live in the Midwest in Illinois. You can grow in your backyard, and it grows up wild every year, like asparagus, is a rhubarb. It's a vegetable, but it tastes tart like a fruit. So you cut it up and you just cook it in sugar. You just put a cup of sugar in with a couple of cups of rhubarb, and you simmer it until it turns into a consistency like applesauce. It will give you the runs though, so you can't have a whole lot of it in one sitting. I'd say don't have more than a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup in one sitting, but it's delicious. Mix it with strawberries or mix it with blueberries and it becomes even more delicious. Just a little while ago, I made a smoothie and put it in the refrigerator for tonight. I used a mango, pineapple from the can with the pineapple juice, and sugar. What else did I add to that? I added a little honey to it. I have a special cane sugar that has molasses in it that I used to give it a little bit of a husky flavor. Let's see, what else? So how much weight do I want to lose? How much am I trying to lose? I'd like to lose 80 pounds. I'll be pretty happy if I get down 30 or 40. But if I get that much weight down, I'm going to keep going. And I will be doing this. I'll be doing the sugar fast for as long as I can until I'm broken. Well, on Sundays I'll have my protein, but then I'll go back on the sugar fast. A couple times during the day I'll have a spoonful of honey, spoonful of maple syrup. When you eat food, sometimes your mouths get kind of funky feeling, so I will brush my teeth and brush my tongue in the roof of my mouth, and then I'll have a little honey or a little maple syrup, and that just makes me feel normally again. Mulberries grow wild on my husband's farm, and I can go out and pick buckets of them. Your hands will get purple, so you'll want to wear gloves, but that's a really good thing that I can add. So, well, I want to also tell you a little bit more about me. I was a big dairy person. I grew up on the Illinois border near Wisconsin. Cheese, 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 milk, sour cream, butter, butter, pure butter. I'm a Packer fan. I'm an Illinoisan Wisconsinite slash. And it was really sad for me when I parted with my butter, my sour cream, and my cheese. I got a whole tray full of cheese in my fridge just waiting for me. So I might have a little bit on my cheat day. I really like Gouda. I like Swiss, and I like really old cheddar. Those are my go-tos. I drink Fairlife milk, but not anymore, and I miss it. I take it out and pour it in a bowl for the feral cats that come to my door every night. So I am not wasting it. I might have a little cup of it on my cheat day. We'll see. What else? So having cut out all the dairy and all the meat and all the starch, all the potato chips that I used to love. I love potato chips. Grew up on them. We had a potato chip manufacturer in our hometown, and my mother would bring them home in 5-pound tubs. I mean, we'd go through potato chips like nothing. But with all of these things that I've been doing for the last week, my inflammation is almost gone. I think it's probably eliminating the dairy from my diet. My youngest son always used to tell me, Mom, get out of the dairy. Get away from the dairy. It's screwing you up. And I have to admit, I feel better. I still have to have it every so often, but, well, if I'm going to get to be in a size 8 or 6 or 10 again, that'll be better than a glass of milk. Now, I'm a minister. This is my channel where I upload my sermons. I certainly don't expect you all to subscribe, but I would sure like it if you did, because then my algorithm will go up and it'll be good for me either way. But this Sunday, I am doing a sermon on self-sabotage. And the fun part about that is I'm leading into the sermon, making reference to somebody who's a sugar guy who shouts at the camera. And he calls people names when he starts, and maybe you know who I'm talking about. And then the sermon goes into how we are our own worst enemy at times. So I finally made the decision. I decided I stopped being my own worst enemy, stop putting chips in my mouth every night, start putting Haribo candies in my mouth every night. My husband's on the hunt for jelly beans. He's joined me on this odyssey, and I will post updates maybe every couple of weeks unless I get a ton of questions. I'm really busy, so don't ask me questions that you can find out somewhere else, because I won't have a tremendous amount of time to spend answering them back. But I have enjoyed sharing this with you. I wanted to make sure that you knew what I was doing in addition to just the sugar fast to try to eliminate the pain in my legs and my ankles. I have arthritis in my hands. And, I feel great when I get out of bed in the morning. I must say, I'm absolutely shocked. And if you try this, you might be too. Check with your doctor first. This is not medical advice. This is what I am doing for me. And so far, 1 week in, it's working. Y'all have a great day. It was nice spending this time with you. See you around the bend. Oh, I wanted to share a couple of my favorite sayings with you. The first one is from former Chief Justice, I think it's Warren or William Brennan. He once said, "We must meet the challenges rather than wish they were not before us." So I'm going to meet my challenge. And the second one that I live by, that I always have on my desk, goes like this. 1. Make a big bet. 2. Be bold. Take risks. 3. Make failure matter. 4. Reach beyond your bubble. And 5. Let urgency conquer fear. And I might also add, get a little help from the man upstairs on conquering all that fear and all those troubles. Blessings to you all. Signing off. Bye-bye.